Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Facebook Live with Spencer and Lindsay. I've now learned that the order is Spencer and Lindsay. I messed up on my mug, but
Super official.
it was super official. We're super excited to be back on Facebook Live, chatting with you all about champions. It is 2 weeks until our champions luncheon, and we're just super excited to talk a little bit more about the program today. We do have a special guest, but I won't introduce her just yet. We'll talk about we'll bring her on in a minute. Yeah, I mean, thank you to everyone that has signed up for Champions so far. We have over 850 registrants. We have over 100 table captains, and that is awesome. I'm super excited about that. We just want to get the whole Treehouse community there to watch this event and to kind of share and empower these kids that are telling their stories. And it's going to be an incredible event, and I'm just so excited that we're spreading that invitation far and wide.
I love that. And folks can still register. It's on March 17th at noon. So just visit treehouseforkids.org/champions. It takes less than 5 seconds to sign up and you'll be part of the action. We have so many great youth speakers coming out, and it's just going to be a really fun day.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, like you said, it's not too late to sign up to be a table captain. Being a virtual table captain, pretty chill. You just invite your friends to hang out and watch this luncheon with you about an organization that you care about. We last week we did a little raffle or a little competition for anyone that signed up to be a table captain between our last Facebook Live, which was 2 weeks ago, and today was going to be in the running to win a Treehouse hoodie. And we did the random raffle drawing.
Drum roll?
Yeah, drum roll, please. The winner is Gail D. So Gail, we will be reaching out to you shortly via email to figure out how to get that hoodie to you. So
oh, yay, Gail. The hoodie, I have one. It's very soft and comforting, and it's so cool. Thank you so much to everyone who stepped up to be a virtual table captain. Like Spencer said, you can still sign up. We love that people from all over have decided to be leaders and partner with us to support youth. Just like for Gail and Judy, it's really awesome to see all the support that folks are doing for champions.
Yeah, I get to see like all the registrations come through. And so I saw Gail's registration come through, and then I saw like 10 of her table guests also come through. And that's fun to see. And yeah, so thank you, Gail. Thank you to all of our table captains. And thank you to anyone that interacts with us in the chat while we're talking. Lindsay and I can talk to each other, all the time. We can do this all day, but it's a lot more fun if we can interact with you through the chat. So say hello, ask us a question, whatever. tell me my tie looks silly. Whatever you think. Interact with us in the chat, and we'd love that.
Absolutely. And so now for our official show, we're fully branded now. We're coming at you live every couple weeks. Today we have a really special guest star to our show, Treehouse Education Specialist, Sherry. Welcome, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
We're so glad that you're part of Live with Spencer and Lindsay. Love it. That's amazing. I think a lot of people on social media know about Treehouse already. They've been supporters, they read our stories, but if you could really quick just tell us a little bit about your role, like what does it mean to be an ed specialist, especially this year?
Well, being an ed specialist this year is different for all kinds of COVID reasons, but our main goal is really the same. How can we empower youth to achieve their goal of a high school diploma or a GED credential and have a plan for what they're going to do after high school? And so this year it's tricky. There's all kinds of barriers that we're working on. We're figuring out, electronic problems and connectivity problems and device problems, and how do you submit your homework and you take a picture on the kitchen table and all that kind of stuff. But it's cool. It's not perfect. It's really, really challenging. But a lot of kids are doing really really pretty good. We're finding that there's a lot of kids that are disengaged from remote learning. So that part of our job has ramped up. The engagement part, reaching out, how to connect kids, how to make them feel like they want to be connected or need to be connected. But it's cool. And so being an education specialist is all about making sure that kids have what they need to accomplish their goals that they set and to help them get there.
Yeah. I love hearing our direct service staff talk about their job. It just like it's special to hear people talk about why they do and what they do. We're going to talk about 3 particular youth that you work with in a minute, but just to give the scope of kind of like your work, how many youth are you working with? How many people are on your caseload, or the typical ed specialist caseload?
Well, it's exciting. I just transferred 4 youth. I had 27 until this last month. And I just transferred 4 youth up to our graduation success after plan, which is launch success. So I have 23 now, and 4 are on their way. They're with our new launch success program, and they're well connected and they'll be well served up there. But now here in Shoreline, I have 23.
That's awesome. And yeah, that is super exciting, that continuation of services. You're working with Treehouse through high school, you finish high school, you move on to the next step, that successful launch into adulthood. And it's sweet to see that transition between programs. Sherry, you have Marianne Stevens is saying hello in the Facebook chat.
Hi to Marianne. Marianne's one of our partners out in the buildings in Shoreline. She works at Shorewood High School in the College and Career Center. And I've only known her maybe 30 years. So yeah.
Fast new friends.
That's right. That's right.
So out of your caseload, when we chatted with you a couple of weeks ago, you shared you actually work with a lot of siblings. And so some youth are with the same caregivers, some are spread across different caregiver situations, but 3 sisters are going to be at Champions on March 17th. And what was it like to film with them and prepare how they want to share their story?
Well, the specific event itself was just lovely. We were lucky we dodged the rain on January 29th. It was freezing cold. We were all bundled up with, scarves and coats. We had some heaters and hand warmers and hot coffee and hot cocoa and all that kind of stuff. So that part was really neat, simply because it was different. Like, I'm stuck in my house all the time. So it was really cool just to get out and do something different and watch the community react to seeing us there. That was really fun. But for sure, the best part of the day was getting to hang out with these 3 sisters. The part of my job that kind of fills my cup the most is meeting with kids, and Zoom is working. It's okay, but it is absolutely not the same. And so at the end of the day, when I usually am walking out of a building, even if I didn't really want to go to work that day, I didn't feel super motivated, I walk out of the buildings feeling like, yes, that was an awesome day. I feel good. I know why I was there. And that doesn't always happen on Zoom when I'm just going to go like defrost dinner, but meeting at the park and being there, we were there for a long time. And I drove away. I was tired. I was really happy that the heater in my car worked. But I just felt really energized and just really thankful for the chance to get to hang out with them in person.
Yeah. I was there as well at the video shoot, and a couple things stuck out to me. Number one was your reaction when Bethany, who showed up first, is like, she's coming from the parking lot to where we were set up, and you were just like, we saw her and you were like, Bethany, and you were just like so excited to see her, because it's just, it just doesn't happen all the time now. And I mean, that was pretty cool to see. And then also definitely owe you a thank you for all of the time, because it was a long day. We did so many interviews, and then to me the funniest part was just filming B-roll. You all would like walk around, just like walk through the park together, and walk through the neighborhoods together, do a FaceTime together, and you're doing all these things, and we're like that you're getting instructions while you're doing it. It was a funny experience to witness.
It was funny because, we were having a good time, and to do the same thing over and over again starts to become really just hilarious. And so I think that really comes across in the video that we are having fun. It was really fun to see each other and just hang out. And we actually got some work done. Like one of the B-roll filming shots is of us all sitting around talking, and we are actually talking about what we usually talk about in person. And I can't wait for people to see that. Like we're really doing work and having fun while we're doing it. And that's often what it looks like.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about, like, I'm sure you've talked with the girls about being at Champions. Do you know what this opportunity to share their story, how they feel about that?
I think that the three sisters are really different. And so I think they have some really different kind of feelings about what it means to share their story. A couple are super outgoing and one isn't, and she was pretty nervous. But she really powered through. It was important to her important to her to be part of the day with her sisters and get to talk about our relationship, between them and between me and between themselves. And she set a goal to make that happen, and she did it. And I don't think it was really easy for her. And my hope is that she's really, really proud of herself, because I am really, really proud of her. And then the two other girls, they're kind of more like me in that they're loud and they might not always think before they talk, and super energetic. And I think it was nice for them to be able to kind of narrow their focus and be able to talk in specific detail about what they've been doing, what they're up to. I don't want to give too much away about what they were talking about, but I think it was good for everybody. It was good for me to hear what their thoughts and attitudes are about, kind of like in a bigger picture. That's not what we're usually talking about. Like, how do you feel about working with Treehouse? That never comes up when we're sitting in our meetings. So that was really cool. It was cool for me.
I love that. And I think for folks listening today, Champions on March 17th is a live event, but we've been really fortunate to work with a production company to produce some really HD high quality content. And just with COVID and safety measures, we were able to meet with Sherry and her youth, Bethany, Ari, and Winter a few weeks ago to share that content. So there's still a really important reason to tune in on March 17th at noon. And so what would you share with them, Sherry, for folks that haven't registered yet, even though they keep hearing all these cool updates from Spencer and I and winning hoodies? What would you tell them? Why should they tune in?
Well, Champions is always a great day. It's a fun time. We get to, see lots of people. There's lots of energy. And going downtown Seattle is, quite an adventure. There's parking, there's figuring out where you go, and it's lovely. I love every minute of it, and I'm excited every year. This year, it's just easy. It's easy. Register, get online. It's an hour. And in that hour, I believe that people are going to hear some stories that are just kind of amazing examples of what youth are doing out there in Washington State right now, and how they're making it work, and kind of the transformation from being able to be in person to being on Zoom, and how you do that when you're in foster care and you're changing caregivers. I mean, there's just the connections between people right now are the thing that we're missing, but it's still happening. And so getting to hear about how people relate are relating, how they're making it work, I don't know. I just think it's going to be awesome. And I encourage everybody to register and come watch. I've seen 4 minutes of what the hour is going to look like, and I can't wait to see the rest.
Yeah, you said it all right there. Sherry is also a table captain. So Sherry's been inviting her network to come and join Champions. And anyone listening right now could also be a table captain. Sherry, do you want to we didn't prep for this question, but can you talk about being a table captain real fast and perhaps how easy I make that experience for all the table captains?
Oh, Spencer, you make it easy every year. Usually we're talking to people about their like food choices and, are they going to have vegetarian or chicken? And this year it's like, you really literally just sign up. I'm keeping track of who's signing up. I have my little note card here. And so I'm going to reach out to those people, and I know you're going to provide me with their email addresses weekly. So I'm going to send them a little note and say, hey, do you want to have a watch party? Let's have a watch party. And then while the luncheon's going on, we can all be watching it together. The thing is I don't know how to do that. So my guess is Spencer can tell me how to do that. So I can have this awesome watch party with my friends who are coming to see everything that's cool about Treehouse during Champions.
Wow. Can you believe that? You are absolutely right. Actually, all of any table captains that are listening today, in your weekly table captain email, you'll get instructions from me on how to host your Zoom watch party or virtual meeting watch party. So
this feels very staged.
And completely unstaged.
It's totally, actually, we haven't talked about it at all.
I think everyone go listen to Sherry, listen to Spencer, go to treehouseforkids.org/champions right now. Register. You have to see Sherry, Bethany, Ari, Winter. There's so many more youth that are going to be sharing their perspective on working with Treehouse this year. They're going to be sharing their goals after graduation. Our CEO, Lisa, this is her first Champions. I think it's going to be really amazing to hear her perspective of starting work as the leader of our nonprofit during COVID. I think only a handful of us have met her in person. So I'm really excited to hear about all of this.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it as well. And as you mentioned earlier, it is a live event. And so we'll have our hosts in the store. Lisa's speech will be live, and we're excited for the energy that live event brings, and kind of the feel around that just is, might not be there around something that's pre-recorded. So we hope that everyone will tune in, engage with us in the chat. And I'm getting a note that we have a question. So question is from Marianne. What don't people realize about the work Treehouse is doing or about the level of need?
Oh, Marianne, that is such a good question. These are the things that Marianne and I talk about in her classroom at the school. So things that people don't realize that kids need, like kids need socks, and they need toothpaste, they need toothbrushes, and we don't always know like what that's going to look like. So like during non-COVID time, I have a box in Marianne's classroom, and another one of our former staff members like hits me up every 3 months to say, what do you need for your box? And so I put stuff in the box that she gets me. And then when kids need socks, I'm like, hey, we have socks. Oh, you need toothpaste? We have toothpaste. And so we just make sure those things are available. And that's like one tiny example of need. Kids need all kinds of stuff to remove barriers. They need school supplies. They need coats. They need shoes. They need to have some fun. They need extracurricular activities like sports and camps, and they need interventions for school that have to do with tutoring or support around goal setting. And Treehouse as a company just really allows me to do my job pretty easy and pretty fast, because almost always if there's a barrier, I can ask Treehouse for help with that and they will make it happen. But the needs are weird. Like they're like, they span the breadth of human existence. Kids need a microwave. Kids need a ride to be able to go to their interview. They might need an outfit, which, when we're not in COVID, kids go down to the Treehouse store, and we have a whole section of like outfits for kids to pick from for interviews. It's just cool. It's really cool. And the level of need is big, as Marianne knows, because we talk about it all the time. But it's just really, really satisfying to be able to say yes a lot. And it's one of my most favorite parts of my job.
Yeah. And adding on to that, one element that you left out that's just like always leaves me in awe is the relationship element, the connection between Treehouse Ed specialists or Treehouse direct service staff and the youth that they're working with. That's how we know, that's how everyone knows, like, how to access resources, what resources are needed. That's how we create those connections. And just seeing, getting to witness you and Bethany and Ari and Winter and the connection that you all have, it was really special. And I feel like it's across our whole organization. Those relationships between direct service staff and their youth are just, I think that's something that perhaps people don't always realize, is that relational element of kind of being a stable adult figure and just being there for them through thick and thin, or just there for a check-in, or there for what have you. That's one thing that I think that often gets overlooked, that is just so special.
I love that. I'm seeing hello to Nina, one of our coworkers. She's watching. I think the power of being able to say yes to youth feels so special. And I think a lot of folks on social media land and folks that are coming to Champions, it's not just about watching and learning and hearing. Folks are really wanting to take action and be part of this. And so we do have a special matching challenge at the event. So when you tune in on March 17th, there will be an opportunity to give. And you can give one time or monthly, and your gifts make a huge impact. So all the work that Sherry, you're sharing today, it's powered because we have awesome partners, whether that's Marianne and folks in schools, our youth who are just like setting goals and kicking butt and achieving their dreams. All of that takes the community. It takes people coming together and feeling that power of collectivism. And I'm just so grateful that we all get to come and support you, even if we don't directly get to work with Bethany and Ari and Winter.
Well, it means the world to us out there in direct service that we know all of you, have our backs all the time. And I know you're able to do that because the community has your back. And it's really important. It's really, really, really important to be able to say yes to kids and make sure that they get to have the same kind of high school experience as much as humanly possible as their peers. If they want to go to prom, they want to go to homecoming, they want to get their hair done, like those kinds of things. We say yes to those things all the time, and we could not do it without the support of everybody involved.
Yep, absolutely. So with that, we're right around the end of our show. And so we'll I think we're gonna end with another little giveaway to anyone that wants to register after watching this wonderful interview. Thank you so much, Sherry. This it's really just always a joy when I get to talk with you about your work. Just brings such a smile to my face.
Me too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you can hang out. I think we're gonna give away a couple water bottles. So we have Treehouse hydro flasks, which are kind of legit. This is just my hydro flask, but imagine a Treehouse logo right there. And I think we should give away, let's say, 3 of those to people that register for Champions between today and when we are on Facebook Live next, which is a week from today. So if you're listening to this, go ahead and sign up for Champions. You'll be entered to win a hydro flask. Lindsay and I will announce the folks that are winning those on next week's Facebook Live with Spencer and Lindsay.
So instead of a Post-it note, you'll get a very official, awesome water bottle. I use mine all the time. You put water in it, it stays cold all day, which has been really helpful when you're working at your desk to remember to drink your water. So we're giving away 3.
Yeah, let's do away 3.
Cool. So anybody can just go to treehouseforkids.org/champions, sign up as a guest at a virtual table, or you're coming on your own, or you want to be a table captain, and you might win a water bottle.
Yeah. And that's going to just about wrap it up. Just want to make sure we give a shout out to Amber Lynn Lindemood, who says, it just looks like she's giving you a pat on the back, Sherry, and saying, thank you. It's so good to see you. So thank you for tuning in, Amber Lynn. Wow, that rhymed. That was good. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Like I said, Lindsay and I will be back next week. We'll have another guest, actually 2 guests. And yeah, if you have any questions after this whole recording, please drop them in the chat. We will respond to them. We'll get to you, and we hope to see you at Champions.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.